everyone. So I have another Hive-free celebration. I'm so excited because Brenda, I remember Brenda, when we first chatted, it was at the beginning of December, I think. No, September, sorry, it was September. And I just done a class that said Hive-free by year end. And on that call, I said to you, Brenda, I just know that by year end, you're going to be Hive-free.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
why don't you jump on and say who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
Okay. As she said, I'm Brenda, and I am from California. And I did see Marae on Facebook, and I have had hives for over 20 years. Been to numerous practitioners, and was very skeptical when she said I could be hive free. I thought, you're out of your mind.
I know, but the way I know is because you had been down so many routes and you kept going. I just had this feeling that she's not going to stop at anything. She's going to now finally find out what it is. And I have the solution. I know I have the solution, and I'm going to help her get there. And that's why I just knew that you were going to implement everything that I recommended, and you did it beautifully. So that's why you are where you are. How many weeks are you hive free? Congratulations.
Yeah, I am hive free almost 8 weeks now.
Perfect. And it was not exactly a straight line. There were a couple of times where you felt like, oh, the hives are coming back and the hives are coming back. That was probably about 4 to 5 weeks in. And then
yes, it took a while for my body to settle down because it's been so long, especially the last year. I've had them consistently every day. And they would come on at nighttime, for whatever reason, and then I could feel them coming on. Sometimes they were in different spots. Sometimes it was always the same spot. Sometimes my lips would swell up. Sometimes my eye would swell up. I've had them all over, but then I graduated to pressure hives. So I was getting pressure hives. And then if my pants were too tight, if I sat too long, then I would get hives as well. So there was a lot going on in my body that needed to get rid of. So it wasn't a quick fix. It was something that was gradual. As we kept working with it, eventually my body settled down, and I haven't had them for the 8 weeks.
Okay. So there are a lot of people that hear what I tell them, and I say to everyone, it's possible for you. So when I told you that it's possible for you, and that by year end, I'm almost 100% sure you're going to be hive free, what made you so skeptical about this?
Because I have spent literally thousands of dollars trying to find the answer, going to naturopaths. Previous to you was for 2 years, did what they told me to do, but still had the hives. I've been to acupuncturists, I've been to allergists. I've tried everything that I could think of to help my body heal, and yet I still continued with the hives, and even worse. So it was like, here's one more thing. Are we gonna try this? And I really researched you a lot before jumping into the pool, because I did not want this to be another waste of money. In fact, right before you, I had gone to yet another doctor who said she could help me. I went to one visit with her, and she charged me an enormous amount of money. And I could tell right off the bat, she didn't know what she was talking about. She was just throwing darts, trying to figure out, well, let's try this and let's try that, which were all things that I had tried before. So I wrote her a letter and said, I'm not coming back. And now I had told her, don't waste my money. Don't waste your time if you don't know how to help me. Yet she did go ahead and try and help me, and wasted my money, her time, and yet one more thing. So by the time I got to you, I had really had it with people saying they could help me.
Yeah, yeah. And I hear you. And I know that there are a lot of people that have gone down a similar route and worked with so many different practitioners and been promised that, we can figure this out. Um, and, in the early days, I probably wouldn't have felt so confident, but I've seen it so many times that taking people through exactly the path that you went, that it gets them there, and it gets them there in a manner that helps them understand
Hmm.
exactly how they got there and how to reverse it. So
Hmm.
what is then the biggest takeaway that you have from our work together?
I think the biggest takeaway for me is that it really does have to do with your gut, um, and coming down to how your body's processing.
Mhm.
Because you can, as I did, take all the supplements in the world, try different drugs and everything, but until you get to curing the cause of the problem, it's not going to happen. And so um, I had worked with doctors before on leaky gut, but there was never a change in my system. It was just take this supplement, take this supplement. But now I understand why I needed to go through the depths that I did to get there.
Mhm. Perfect. And so would you say, is that how you would describe I'm different from all the other practitioners that you've worked with before? Because as far as
Yes.
I remember, I think you said you'd worked with functional medicine doctors, if I'm not mistaken.
Um, I had once.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think the reason that you're different is because you do a lot of explaining. I'm a why person. I want to know why my body is doing this. What it wasn't created to do this. I didn't always have the hives. It's just all of a sudden it's expressing this. And so I needed to know why. I didn't need somebody to just say, well, try this or take this.
Mhm.
So going through your classes helped me to understand better why my body's doing what it is and what it needs, and learning nutrient dense food, not just feeding my body so that it lives, but feeding it good nutrition so that it can continue to live in a good way.
Sounds brilliant. Yeah, that's my goal, is the
Hmm.
teaching and imparting of all that knowledge that I have, so that you feel empowered, just when we stop working together, that you feel empowered and confident to do
Hmm.
this on your own.
Hmm.
So where are you feeling now on a confidence level that the hives will stay away? It's been 8 weeks, and I think, for a lot of people, if they've had hives for 20 years, you say,
Hmm.
there's always this feeling like, I'm not so sure. Is this for good now?
And there is that feeling there.
Yeah.
I'm always apprehensive. Uh, I was sharing with you that I like to ride bikes with my husband because of the hives, I would get pressure hives and I would get them around my bottom every time I sat on the seat and rode for a period of time. And that doesn't happen any longer. And so I'm able to enjoy life a little bit more. If I do eat something that maybe isn't right for me, my body doesn't react as quickly, but I'm more prone to say, okay, enough, don't do that again, or know where to go back to. And I think because I've had hives for so long, there will always be that little piece of me that goes, are they coming on tonight? So.
And how do you feel that, if you did have a hive pop up, which I'm not saying it doesn't, because it's happened to me,
Mhm.
how do you feel about knowing what steps to take to rebalance your body?
I think I'm not overly confident,
Hmm.
but I have a good idea of where to go back
Yeah.
uh, to start and go. Okay, what needs to change? What did I do? Looking back at what I've eaten, I'm more cautious. The things that I'm more sensitive to, such as eggs, I don't eat them as often as I used to. Um, and I've definitely tried more new foods than I have in a long
I
time.
think that's brilliant. Yeah, yeah. That's wonderful. So what would you say to somebody that might be sitting on the fence on working with me or trying, to see if the path that I have to offer is right for them? What would you say to that person?
I would say to jump in, which is hard to do because it is still a cost. But in the long run, for my health, I think that it has a long range benefit. And so I would say jump into the water. You have nothing to lose. You've already got the hives and they're miserable and they don't feel good and they're hot and you never know when they're coming.
Mhm.
And why would you not want to be hive free, when you have this opportunity? So I would say jump.
Yeah.
If you do it for the season and it doesn't work, you've lost nothing. So you've learned a lot.
Thank you. Well, I really appreciate that. And you've come a hell
Mhm,
of a long way. I mean,
mhm,
considering that you had hives for like 20 years long, it's a process to unwind, all the imbalances that have been in our body for such a long time. And you've
mhm,
done great work in this short period of time to get to the point that your body is, able to let go of the hives and feel calm enough not to react. And
mhm,
then the rest of the rebalances, we're still working a little bit on that. And
mhm.
that might take some time, but you'll get there as well. It's a process.
Yeah.
I'm
Mhm.
sure of it. Yeah.
I remember the first time I hugged my husband and said, it was after the first week, I haven't had hives in a week. I said, you don't know how it feels to
Wow.
not have to anticipate those hives coming on at night. It
Mhm.
was just such a relief, just a letdown kind of going, oh, I don't have to think they're going to
Wow.
be here.
Yeah, yeah. It was a real relief. And I remember on one of the group calls that you jumped on and said, I slept through the night and it was like, wow, I'm sleeping longer now because I'm not being
Hmm.
woken up by the hives. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's the change I really hope for a lot of people out
Hmm.
there. So thank you
I
so much
hope
for
so.
sharing your story. I really think it helps a
Mhm.
lot of people see and believe what is possible, for somebody. And everybody, Brenda is 68.
Yes.
It's just amazing that you never say that it's too late. And that because you're absolute living proof that you can do anything at any age. And so I'm very, very proud of you. Thank you so
Well,
much.
thank you. Thank you. I am delighted with the results. So
Perfect.
yeah,
And you deserve
grateful.
it to be. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you so much. You take it easy and
you're
we'll see
welcome.
you soon. Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye.